Thank you so much. My name is Geerte Udo. For Dutch people, that's not a problem. For the international people, I think my parents never ever thought I would have any international ambitions by giving me this name. Maybe on the other side. They had this crystal ball and thought, okay, we give it a try. Maybe within 40 years, she will have a sort of career. There will be a sort of digital era, platform, social media. We give her a name that nobody has. If you look for me, it's just me. I want to tell you a little story about how to brand a product with a voice. But let me start with a question. Who lives in Amsterdam? Ah, there is my product. Who works in Amsterdam? Also my product. Yes, great. Who is here just for the business visit, the conference OnBrand? Yes, thank you. And who has been or will be here as a visitor, just a leisure visitor? Yes, some people as well. Great. I will tell you a little story, but first let me start with a little bit of emotion. So I work at the company Amsterdam Marketing. That is a public-private cooperation, and it's a foundation. So we work not for profit. So every money that we earn, we invest in place branding and city marketing, and I will tell you why. We started 15 years ago because Amsterdam was going down on rankings. We were less attractive as a city to live in, less attractive to do for business, for visitors, etc. So we set these goals. And we said we want to be an appealing city to live in, an international business city, a unique city for visitors, and an excellent city for meetings and conventions. And why did we choose these goals? First, let me give you a sort of an insight in our product. Because of course, we are an organization, we got a product. Our product grew organically by itself. They started already more than 900 years ago. So what does it consist? What are the ingredients of our product? Well, we have more than 2.3 million people living in the bigger Amsterdam area and more than 830,000 people living in the city. We have 180 nationalities within the city of Amsterdam. We have 6 universities, 75 museums, we have 55 theaters and concerts hall. We have 1,281 bridges, 1,515 cafes and 1,325 restaurants. We have more than 300 festivals. We have startups. We have more than 2,700 international companies. We have more than 70 million visitors a year. The people that live in the city know it. We have more than 400 kilometers of biking path. And we have 881,000 bicycles in town. Yes, international people, we have more bikes than inhabitants. But at the end, the city, our product, is made by these people. And that is why we said the core business of Amsterdam Marketing in branding and promoting our city is focused on these 3 groups. The base is our inhabitants. They create the city. But people that know a little bit about our history know that 400 years ago, 500 years ago, people traveled to this city. They came here, they stayed for a while, they added their value, and they traveled along. So we said the inhabitants, nowadays, 70% of the inhabitants is not born here. They came, they stick, or they left, or they come back. So we said the inhabitants, they are the city, they are the brand. But also the visitors, because they're here already for a long, long time. And also the businesses, the people that work here, they add an extra thing to the city, to the hard bricks in the infrastructure. So they are the ingredients of our city. But as a product, you just have consumers that have a voice. You maybe have employees that have a voice. You maybe have press that says something about your product, but what if your product has a voice? Our product talks every day about their identity and who they are and who their customers are. Or maybe even more detailed, it's not the product that has a voice in our case, it's the ingredients. They all have a voice. The local people have their voice, the visitors have their voice, and they all have an idea who they are, who the product is, what the identity of the city is, where it should be. And nowadays, we have a lot of tourist visitors in the city. And we have a problem, how to manage it. So if one of the group of ingredients of our product that's actually complaining to the other part of the ingredients, you're not part of my product, get out here. So we try to manage and to brand this whole sphere, because the strange thing is, inside these products and ingredients, they all have different opinions as well. And the last circle we have to make around is that you are my target group. I want you to live here, to work here, to visit here, and as soon as I reach my goals, you become the most important ingredient of my product. So how do you manage this whole storytelling? Well, we just started by small goals. Like I said, we're a public-private organization, so we just want to be realistic, and we have a few goals. Increase the pride of residents. Sounds simple, is not. Promote cultural participation. The city is unique by the amount of culture and how we created it, and we love that not only the visitors use it, but also the local people, because it's the breeze of our city, we say. And discover your city. Dutch people are just normal human beings. When you go abroad on a city trip, you go around in 3 days and you find all the areas and cultures and cafes and restaurants. When you're at home, you stay in your own area. And that's fine, it's not a problem, but we think it's interesting for other Amsterdam people. If you live in the south, go up north and discover what you can do over there. I will show you an example later on. What are the goals for visitors? It changed big time the last 10 years. 10 years ago, we said the more the better. Come to our city. How many Dutch people said to their international friends 10 years ago, if you come to my city, rent a bike. It's the way to discover it. And now in the local cities, see all the tourists on the bikes going, oh my God, this is becoming a problem. But it's still the idea that the combination of inhabitants, visitors, and business is our product. The only thing we have to figure out right now with the city hall is how to manage all these target groups. So for the goals for residents shifted totally. And I'm very proud of the work that we did, but it's not because of the city branding and place branding that we have all these visitors here. It's just a trend in the economy around the world. There are way more people that have money. The cost of airplane tickets are going down still. So there are just a lot of people traveling. So Berlin, Barcelona, they all have the same problems as we're trying to deal with. So for visitors, we said we're not going to make awareness anymore. We're not doing anything of coming over here and doing the marketing thing. The only thing we do, try to get better visitors, and that's a horrible word. But the thing we mean is we like people to come to our city to add value to the city. And I'm sorry to say, but not the English stag parties that come over, just drink, just puke and pee everywhere and then leave. That doesn't add anything to my product. So we prefer to attract a lot of people that just like the city and create in the energy so the city keeps what it is. So that is why we try to get other kind of visitor, and we try to distribute them more even over the city center. What do we do for business? We just work on the image. To be frankly, there are not many international headquarters that look and relocate their European headquarters in Amsterdam because of the red light district and the coffee shops. So we have to tell them another story. Yes, we have them, but that's because of our culture. What is the reason why we have them? There we start in telling the story. So we try to attract them, but also retain them. So we work public-private. So 40% of the income we have comes from the city hall, but we do cooperate with 32 other city halls and 1,100 partners. And that's really going from the big companies like KLM, Heineken, PwC, ABN AMRO, till the little guy or girl around the corner who has a cafe or a little shop. We said to City Hall, we can do marketing, but if you don't keep improving the product, keeping the city livable, keep it clean, keep it safe, keep enough space, there's no way of using us as a marketing team. So we are constantly negotiating how to work and where to invest first. We strengthened the image of the area. We branded with the logo of Amsterdam. Amsterdam had more than 25 logos. We focus on icons, and we try to charge the brand with 3 core values. Why? Because this is our idea about branding and marketing. I was very happy with Ashley from Twitter saying it's not science, it's just a concept, and we work with this concept because it works best for our target groups. We say branding is in the mind. If I say the city of, let me see, Istanbul, you all have pictures in your head. That is branding if it comes to place branding. If you go there in the social media or a website or whatever says maybe you should go left instead of right, or maybe you should come in another season than always in the spring, for us that is the marketing part. So first we go into the awareness and the reputation management, and to be frankly, we don't do awareness. If you've never heard of Amsterdam, I'm not going to do my marketing there. Why am I branding? Because it's waste of money. It costs a lot of money, a lot of capacity, and there are a lot of people that know the city but have a strange idea on what we have to offer. That's for tourists, but also for people who live and do business. Then we do the consideration, maybe you should come over. If it comes to sales and loyalty, these are the partners. For instance, if we try to give Amsterdam a more image of a cultural city, the sales ticketing of the Rijksmuseum is just done by the Rijksmuseum. We don't have to do that. So if you look at the bit, maybe old-fashioned customer journey, it's just the example to show that we just part of a whole concept. It's hard for me to go to the owner of Amsterdam discussing how we can improve the product. There are a lot of people who own that. And then if it comes to the plain idea of branding and marketing, you have normally your core values or your DNA. They make your unique selling points, you select your icons, and you can do the storytelling. But when we started 15 years ago, there were millions of stories already. They were all about the product. And how could we select the stories that really represent us? Because in place branding and storytelling, the most difficult part is how can I seduce somebody and making sure that I don't tell something that sounds like Berlin or Barcelona. Because if I say, wow, it's a great city, come over and live here, we have a high quality of life, etc., they go, yes, you have the same in Berlin and Barcelona, what's different? So we tried backwards from the storytelling and the icons to see if we could differentiate USPs per target group. And if you do that and you do a lot of research, you can find, we think, the DNA of a city. Because Amsterdam is and will always be different than a Barcelona or a Berlin. And what are the core values? We think it's the combination of creativity, spirit of commerce, and innovation. And you probably say, yeah, right. And I explicitly say the combination. Creativity, go to Berlin. Spirit of commerce, the real hard one, go to London or Silicon Valley. The combination is unique in Amsterdam. Is it true? I believe so. Where are you now? In the Beurs van Berlage. 1602. They started with securities here for the first time in the stock exchange. They started the first multinational. for 200 years, it was the biggest multinational in the world. It was just a creative business solution. And do we still have this promise? Are there still companies that know how to make the crossover between creativity and spirit of commerce? I think so. I think so. So that is the story we try to tell, but also the other way around. Rembrandt, one of our most famous painters, knew exactly where the thin line was, how to paint and how to earn money. And do we still know how to earn money with creativity? Yes, I think so. We have Marcel Wanders, we have Armin van Buren, really high professional creativity, but they also know how to make business out of it. And not mentioned before, Amsterdam dance event. We started already 10 years ago cooperating. And City Hall said, what do we need with this dance music? I thought we hired you to improve economic effects. And we said, trust us. This is the combination of creativity and spirit of commerce. It's a convention where they deal in music. It's unique, it fits our identity. And then we support it because we think these events and these showcases embrace our brand. And then the other problem is, how do you tell all these stories to all these different target groups? And how do I explain my 1,100 partners? Because they all say, hey, why am I not in your window? Because I pay you, you should use me as a brand as well. So we always use the metaphor that we say, actually a place is like a big department store. You can buy a lot of things. This is the Bijenkorf just around the corner. You can buy an iPad, but also stockings. You can buy a lipstick, refrigerators, or a Gucci bag. And our task as a city marketing, branding, and marketing organization is the window decoration. How to make sure to just attract people inside. When they're inside, they can see all the different functionalities. And if you talk about decorating a window, you have two options. One is you do it like the blocker. Every product you have, you put it in the window. Doesn't look nice, but it's very functional. This is a Dutch store, but everybody goes there if you need something that you know they have in stock. If I need candles, I go there, because I know they have that. They never seduce me, though, to get in, to get surprised, to see and wonder around what's going on. If you want to do that, you have to use emotion. Don't talk about the product. Don't say, like, come to Amsterdam because we have nice restaurants. Yeah, right, you're a city. Every city has nice restaurants. Use the emotion to tell your story. And we believe, as a marketing organization, if we can do the window dressing, so to say, on emotion, then we will attract people to look for further information what the city has to offer. So our main strategy is we just connect with existing initiatives, organizations, and people. We strengthen it and then empower it by marketing power, and we make choices to make sure that we decorate the window well. Of course, we have a website, we have our social media, and I'm happy that it was said this morning as well. We use different channels for different target groups, and we try to get the same story to the right story to the right target group at the right time. But what makes us unique in the world of place branding and city marketing is that we just have one logo, Amsterdam. And that is because we believe we target people. We are here all together because we are in business, and that brings us together. But you are all visitors to some cities somewhere in the world, and you're all inhabitants. So the crossover we try to make, if somebody comes here for a conference, maybe they walk around and they think, it's more than a red light district coffee shop. Maybe when they grow up and their kids grow up and the kid asks mom or dad, hi, I want to study abroad, I want to go to Amsterdam, especially at the American market, the people don't scare, oh my God, don't go there, but think, yeah, I've been there once, it's a great place. And also if it comes to telling your story via different target groups that are not so associated, we, for example, tried in the startup market. Some of you will know Startup Amsterdam. What was our biggest challenge? Every city is startup city. Just Google it. Before startup scene was coming up, we were the global business hub. Every city in Europe is the global business hub. So how to differentiate in these markets? The good thing for us was after 10 years, we said, okay, we go back to our DNA. Creativity and spirit of commerce. So if you have a startup, but you're still in your creative process, do not know what, but I know it's there, but I have to find it, go to Berlin. Again, it's much cheaper, you have other creative energy. If you already have a proven concept and you really need big investors, go to London and Silicon Valley. But if you are in the phase of your startup on how to make money with your creativity, getting the business going on, then you should be here because we have the right breathing ground. And yes, it helps if you have companies like LinkedIn. They tell the same story. Why are they here? We are the Dutch, are a really good group of testers. So if they have new functionalities, they test it in the Dutch market. If it works here, it works everywhere. If it fails, nobody knows, because we're a really small country. So this testing case we build on. We also still do print. Why? Well, Coolblue, if they really have an angry customer, they write postcards, so people still like paper. We found, with all this information on this beautiful product, that people freeze. If you ask people, how many options do you want if you're looking for a restaurant or a cultural event? They say, give me everything. I want everything. If you look at psychological research, we cannot handle 6 to 8 options maximum. That is why top 10 rankings do so well on social media. So we make for people that just are resting and having a coffee break after work, or a coffee because you're visiting the city, making magazines, you open it up, you see a nice restaurant, great. I don't have to look at TripAdvisor at all the consumer ratings. So it's both ways. I'm not sure what we will do within 10 years, but nowadays, with our target groups that still use paper, we make paper. Of course, we have just press and media and the social media, and the easy thing is our product has a voice. So we can just use the voice. So if there is positive news about Binder, getting more investments, etc., we can just retweet it. Like I said, we do campaigns for local people. 23rd of October, go to Amsterdam North part. 80 things going on there. Everything for free, just walk around. You see a lot of things that the local people will never see or have seen before. Just to give you another idea of your own city. We do campaigns for visitors, but like I said, it's only about spreading. We don't do campaigns like come to the Canal District. We inform people though, because you have to be honest. The first time you go to a city, you do the highlights. But if you're here for the second time, you will find other things. So we do a neighborhood campaign. And the other part is we have, like I said, 17 million visitors a year. It's really, really a lot. But to be frankly, half of it is Dutch. It's maybe you coming here for a concert or an event, or maybe it's your mother or your father coming here for shopping. So be a bit polite. It's not always people that speak a different language that are the tourists that make the noise in the city. We also, for the Dutch people, saw it Sunday with Lubach on national television, do a huge campaign on branding the bigger area. And why did we do it? Because we think you should never bother our visitors with the stupid governmental areas that we created a long time ago. When I'm in London, and I know in 45 minutes of travel there's something worthwhile to travel, I will go there. Do I mind how many governmental boundaries I cross? No, I don't care. So in the perception of the international visitor, we never use this in Dutch. We never use it to Dutch people, we never say it to Amsterdam people, this is an international campaign. But of course, we're social, so everybody can see it. So we make the perception that it's just around the corner. And it helps. We had on iamsterdam.com just an international beach party at Amsterdam Beach. It was in Zandvoort, and all of a sudden, all the international students of Amsterdam went there because they check our website. What is going on? Wow, great beach party. Only 20 minutes by train? Wow, nothing. Hup, chup, go there. And then the local entrepreneurs go, where do these kids come from? Don't tell them we say Amsterdam Beach. And then they understand the concept. And then they're not so angry. And to be honest, We believe that that is the way of storytelling. It's not that Zandvoort doesn't have their own identity, of course. And we will never do this campaign in Dutch, of course not. We also do it in business marketing. How do we do it? We just use the people's voice. You already heard him. We can just use it in ads, in banners, etc. So actually, last but not least, we still also have visitor centers. I'm not sure for how long, but I heard one of the board members of Albert Heijn, Deleuze nowadays, and she talked about the clicks and the bricks, and maybe you will not understand or believe it, but we still get families from Spain at our desk and saying, hi, can you book me in a hotel for 6 people? That is still going on. And we still believe, also in the digital age, that people can be inspired physically as well. So what you see here, for instance, is we combine, during the Gay Pride, the Gay Bar by Tony Chocolonely. Yes, of course, creativity with the spirit of commerce. And we wrap it up in a total concept that we call it the Summer of Love, with all the stories about the Euro Pride. We do cooperate with Milkshake that has the merchandise, and that is how we connect all these concepts. So to finalize, how to brand a product with a voice? Just use the voice. Get the right story at the right time and the right person by using the right channels. And I want to close up with a project that we're very proud that we worked on. It's running right now. We gave a platform for the 180 nationalities that make our city every day. So we made a picture of them. We first looked for them. We portrayed them by a very good photographer. They're in the parole already for 162 days now, I guess. We interview them, we make a film out of them. And the funny thing is, this morning I got this message and they said, we still need one person. So when you're on stage, could you please ask the local people from Amsterdam if the guy next door or your colleague is from North Korea? Let us know. We use the statistics of City Hall, so there must be a person from North Korea in our city. I will finalize by giving the voice to the product itself.
Misschien moet ik eerst een mop vertellen wat mijn moeder vroeg toen ik zei, hé mam, ik heb een nieuwe vriendin, ze komt uit Amsterdam. Toen zei mijn moeder, maar is ze alleen maar jouw vriendin of is ze ook een vriendin van heel veel andere mannen? Nee mam, komt wel goed, zei ik.
Fietsen. Ik maakte alleen maar foto's van de fietsen.
Ik kan me wel herinneren dat ik bijna doodgereden was door een fietser.
Alles was zo groen en dat alles was zo geordend en schoon.
Ja, we waren vooral heel erg verbaasd hoe vies alles was. Het was echt alsof ik in een vriezer ben beland. Helemaal koud. Het was echt heel koud die dag. En het was zo prachtig dat ik alleen maar dacht van oké, dit is precies de perfecte plek. Dit is precies waar ik nu moet zijn.
Ik kan wel gewoon eerlijk zeggen dat er wel eens momenten waren dat ik met de tranen in de ogen zat en ik zeg ik ga terug.
I really don't have a lot of friends here yet.
If you manage to open that door and then they're really good and loyal friends and people and frank and honest with you.
Ik dacht dat ik het nooit ga spreken. Echt. Toen ik het hoorde dacht ik van nee, dat gaat me echt nooit lukken.
De G, mensen denken dat het een koffiezetapparaat is, die koffie aan het maken is.
Really? They're like cleaning their throat all the time. Maar mijn vader zegt altijd nog altijd leuker dan thuis.
De meest grappige uitdrukking die ik ooit gehoord heb is dat iets lekker is alsof een engeltje op je tong piste. Dat is echt waanzinnig.
Als je naar de hele planeet kijkt, is Nederland meer een beetje de uitzondering qua hoe je communiceert.
They can easily say whatever, like to people what they think or how they feel.
Omdat het kan hier niemand schelen wat ik doe met mijn leven, zolang als ik niet op hun tenen ga stappen. En dat vind ik heel fijn.
Ik heb die beter kunnen doen dan naar Amsterdam komen. Ik bedoel, qua coming out was het fantastisch. En ik moet zeggen, voor het eerst in mijn leven voelde ik me ook echt thuis.
Ik mag veel reizen voor mijn werk en ik ben dus al aan heel veel plekken geweest. Altijd als ik terugkom denk ik, nee, hier is het toch eigenlijk nog steeds het leuk.
So thanks for inviting me, and thank you all for creating the product that we are allowed to brand and create.